It is time for the big finale of the Rise of the Golden Idol main game. Yeah, the final clash. A pale match to remember. So what happened last time is it seemed that they were about to broadcast the I.D.O.L memory wiper replacer through this pale game. So that's potentially no good. Okay, so we have the lab at the Harmony Foundation, or previously Harmony Foundation, later just the OPIG lab. And we have Marie Westlake. See, I wasn't imagining it. Someone's sneaking around. Anyway, we should return. It's time to start the transfer to the TV station. Happy customer project checklist at the lab. 1 minute lens installed. Mr. Marmot has filled I.D.O.L with the material. I.D.O.L's interior and controls panel locked. Marmot signed, Westlake signed, Novak signed. 2 p.m. I.D.O.L red crystal handed over to 2 guards to transfer the TV station. Okay, so that hasn't happened yet. Westlake and Greer. I think Greer is one of the security guards. At the TV station at 3 p.m. latest, I.D.O.L red crystal control and interior panels locked, handed over to Jack and Eugene at TV station. Marmalade Novak go live for the commercial break during the Pale finals at 5 p.m. Yes. What are they going to override people with? It must have been someone connected to those blasted hippies. They strike again. He now has a red band that's to do with both memories and heat. Yeah, big rear security. Okay, someone was sneaking around the lab. Here's Tim drinking. Oh my, that was disgusting. Whiskey, soda that reeks of rotten eggs. Ew. 15269. Now we're on a code for something. And here's the I.D.O.L in its new form. Inside with the 1 minute lens. If the focus crystal is blue, the I.D.O.L is empty. If the focus crystal is red, the I.D.O.L is full. The I.D.O.L is currently full. So yes, they have it locked and loaded to blast a minute's worth of information towards everyone watching the game. So I thought it might be like they're planning to erase everyone with some specific thing, but no, it seems they just want to give everyone some very specific piece of information. Is it the soda commercial? Are they gonna make everyone want to drink the soda? Upgraded security protocol. Since the attack of the empathy cult, which followed the dismissal of our consultant, we must take every precaution to ensure I.D.O.L's safety. An OPIG certified guard should always be present with the I.D.O.L. Keys to the lab are granted only to me, Mari, Tim, and the shift guard. The I.D.O.L control panel and interior are now protected with a pin code available only to me, Mari, and Jack. Okay, so that might be the code that Tim had, and Tim is not on this list, so he shouldn't be having this. And we have something vomit in the sink. Lovely. But yes, who painted it like this? The door is locked. Okay, yeah, the place is locked up. No access. Oh, so I was saying like, oh, it's the old place, but actually they're still using it. That's where the I.D.O.L still is. Okay. So that's not, there's 0 wards to find, okay, and there's 18 spots. So we have all the wards already. They gave us all the wards, and we have to fill in this scroll. They used to call it scroll, but I'm like, does scroll fit the more modern setting? Panel about OPIG. The goal of the OPIG Corporation Happy Customer Project was to increase, decrease, stop, destroy, give, take, drinking. And we have the soda, right? We have sales and the orange. Yeah, so maybe they're not trying to override everyone with like some specific person. They're actually just trying to sell soda, which I was thinking grand ideas based on the first game, but apparently they're just here to sell soda. So if we say to increase sales, no, increase money sales. Oh, increase orange sales. That was like grammar. But yeah, I'm missing spots. It says there's gonna be 84 spots, but maybe it won't be until I solve this, like, because there's 4 other locked things, so it might unlock when I give the answers. To achieve this, those behind the project wanted to use the I.D.O.L to give the memories of they previously recorded that commercial, right? With the models where they slipped them drugs to make them happy and captured them being happy drinking the soda so that that feeling was captured alongside the footage. So give memories of drinking orange with the drug euphoria to the millions of spectators watching the Pale game. Yeah, Pale finals. The project was invented and led by Eugene, right? Because he's still in charge. Yes, we get October 3rd. And we now have the, I.D.O.L panel. Sharing truly positive feelings about Orange with an unlimited audience. Okay, so this is... Did she try to stop it? Because obviously, as much as she was misguided, her objective was always around, you know, improving people, giving them empathy, right? Stuff like that. But here, Eugene is doing it for the good of the corporation, so just selling soda. But I guess that's why they painted the I.D.O.L disc to match the branding of the soda. Glad to hear it. He's even titled himself Head of Speculative Investment. With me in the room, he must not succeed. Okay. Hey, what's your secret, Tim? I've never seen Nathan fast-track a budget so quickly as he did with the Happy Customer project. Also, I've heard rumors that he regularly visits that lab of yours. Is that true? Because he hasn't done one side trips like that in years. Anna, yeah, well, they got a magic device. Also, they're all wearing t-shirts with a letter on it. E-M-T-A. Team? That what it says? I know we've always had our differences, but you're right, we must take action. Just yesterday, that imbecile made me rearrange the lab's furniture using feng shui practices. Oh, they're obviously everyone hates Eugene because he's an idiot. How did he end up in charge? Marie, your updated I.D.O.L proposal is much more interesting now that you have placed the skills and obedience training within military context. The army is our dream client, but the higher-ups will need to see a very convincing demonstration before they are willing to begin talks with us. I'm sure you will have a role to play working under Eugene and Nate. So yeah, that's Nathan Hoyle, was that his name? Okay, so the soda thing is just a demonstration before they turn into a lot more sinister acts. You lied to me, you are the worst student ever. I thought you cared about spreading enlightenment, but you just want to shove an ad down everyone's throats. Beware, empathy will have its revenge. Yeah, so she's mad because she wanted it to be actually used for her empathy project, right? Madame, don't make me use more force than necessary. Your access card, Madame, you are banned from the premises. The student has surpassed the master. Nothing can stop my rise to the top. You are fired. Yeah, Eugene is like, ah, I am the boss now. This is very exciting. If the project succeeds, the implications are enormous. The consumer market is just the first step. I have much bigger goals in mind. Jack, do you think there's a distance or scale limit? Of course, the CEO is just excited to be able to abuse such a thing. Our stress tests have not discovered any limitations so far, Mr. Hoyle. I have a high degree of confidence the project having successful outcomes. And Jack Novak is just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just along for it. You know, he's the kind of scientist that like didn't stop to think if they should. So we've got everything here. Oh no, there is... okay, this is just the time... browsing here, and this is a different location. Okay, so this one is what we've already done. This is still the same day, but later on. So we get the OPIG track. Okay, someone's being sick at the back of the truck. Oh, what the hell is this? Yeah, mice and security, some instructions for the I.D.O.L. Yeah, because even the soda that Tim had, it was bad, right? The soda go bad somehow, so Eugene put something in it. That's the disk with some data. Oh, did they load the I.D.O.L with the wrong thing? Oh, it's empty now. So they loaded it up, but then someone is changing something. Yeah, so we have, yeah, memories. So it is set to give memories, and then guy is sick. And then when we were in the lab here, right, Tim had the soda that was bad, and then there was vomit in the sink. So, and now this guy, it seems like he accidentally discharged the I.D.O.L because it's blue now, and now he's being sick. So someone has changed it, or they sabotaged it, I guess, because someone was sneaking around the lab. So instead of it giving you the good memory of, you know, being happy on drugs, it gives you the memory of the vile soda that will make you vomit. Yeah, the I.D.O.L's still here, set on a minute. And the lenses are here. And he's driving, a bit of snow falls, and suddenly everyone starts driving like a snail. So yeah, this is security Greer. And then the TV station, yeah, they bring the I.D.O.L, and it's now charged. and it's now stacked with all the lessons. So this is now the complete erase configuration, right? Whatever has been loaded into it, all of the data is going to be in there. And actually in the track, they have this disk with the square stuck to it. Can we see what was on that disk? Because they had it, yeah, here. Okay, but they don't have the square disk here on this answer sheet. But it does exist here, and it was empty. Okay, so at the time it was empty, and later in this track it is now completely full, right? So yes, it is enough data to do a complete erase of someone, or everyone in this case, since everyone's gonna be watching TV. And yeah, I guess that's everything for this new I.D.O.L, happy I.D.O.L situation. At each of these times, what did the I.D.O.L contain and who was the last person to have used it? Yes, shortly before Eugene and Jack left the laboratory, when the I.D.O.L was loaded into the security van, when the I.D.O.L arrived at the TV station. I think I need to take a look at the lab again. It's important, right? Because here, the plan was to have it loaded with the material, the actual material they wanted, which is being happy drinking the soda. But for some reason, it's been already replaced with Tim drinking the disgusting soda and being sick from it shortly before Eugene and Jack left the laboratory. So I assume at that time, while Eugene was still here, he loaded it up. Yes, he filled it with the correct stuff, or the stuff that they wanted. So that was the good orange memories. I'm not sure how they want us to express this. Good orange memories of the... Oh no, good memories of the orange. Yeah. And the last user was Eugene, because he loaded it up. Then when the I.D.O.L was loaded to security van, it was the bad memories, because that was the memories of Tim drinking the disgusting orange and being sick, of Tim Spender. And when the I.D.O.L arrived at the TV station, because it's all memories, but of who, right? Who did this? Who changed? Because they get it from the disk. So there's a couple disks here. One is the useless data, which contains like the dance, and then there's the dot. We don't know what's on it. Like, what is on this disk? Because it's not stuff from the security guys. Someone gives them their disk to do this, right? Like Mason is just following the orders to do this. Like, what does this note mean? I mean, I assume it's to do something with the I.D.O.L, but what specifically? Because yeah, I mean, I know it's all of the memories of something. Oh, the square disk. I don't need to figure out what they put on the square disk. It's that there's just a square disk. But yes, it was done by the security guy, Mason. Oh, it's just security sergeant. I was discovered. The curse. Okay, so you have to fill it in, but we have November 8th. So those are things that happened in the past. So October 3rd, and it's December 16th now. So October 3rd is when the historian gets ousted from the program once again. That's the second time. And then November 8th is, around the time with all of the cranberry eye, the curse situation. And, who was doing those experiments? Because someone was experimenting on the homeless people with the I.D.O.L for some reason. Empathy Warriors, a new terrorist group in town. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. So it's the Empathy Warriors. And then the security guy that was helping Mary Westlake in the lab there to see someone sneaking around, he was wearing a wristband with this. So that's their sign, because they still think this means hatred and empathy, even though it doesn't mean that. Let me just check that. No, okay. He's not wearing it. He's holding it. He found it. He's not part of the organization. He's just examining the evidence. Okay. Mass terrorist attack a science laboratory with Molotov cocktails on Tuesday, November 2nd. The gang also spray painted slogans on the building, which is owned by the Olympus Pinnacle International Group, OPIG. An OPIG spokesman said the extremists fled when employees threatened to call the police. However, the company declined to comment on why it might have been targeted. So we have that guy. He was one of the people at the dogs. Don't touch if you value your life. Yeah, yes. Since William's departure, Hunter's been acting strangely. Long silences, seems confused or angry, it's worrying. Nonetheless, I will do everything to help my savior. My faith in Hunter vision is unwavering, whatever that vision might be. The savior is back and looks filled with determination and grace. I am ready to whatever is asked of me. I am soldier of faith. Oh yeah, because there's that whole thing where, was it like Luke got placed in someone else's body, so they were, you know, Hunter's helper, but then from this, like, you know, he's acting so weird, it sounds like the Hunter maybe got replaced with the power of the I.D.O.L, and that's why he returned acting all weird. Because yeah, there's I.D.O.L here that's empty right now. Don't worry about me, I can endure anything. I'll cut the rest of the tape myself. Bruce Mason's security. Good. You will have very important role to play in our next step. So yeah, some mysterious figure. I assume he was tricked into helping, like this is Hunter Wolf, and this guy was like, yes, I am going to do anything for him, even though it's no longer him, maybe. After someone's attack, security protocols changed consecutively, someone assessed by someone at the OPIG lab. Then someone used the I.D.O.L to from and to. Yeah, this is one of those. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I think I need to remember who was in this body. So yeah, that was in this last chapter. Yeah, because this person's here, which says like, yes, they've been elevated and everything. So I kind of get the feelings that this is Luke in his new body, right? So old Luke obviously was found dead like at the very start of the game, but this is new Luke in the new body. Yeah, so Elijah Sinclair appears, which is the ES journal. So he used the I.D.O.L on Luke to take all the memories and then move it to Elijah Sinclair. So yes, Luke Brown got a new body and become the assistant. So yes, I think that's correct then. Because yeah, this is the Elijah Sinclair journal, but Elijah Sinclair is no longer Elijah Sinclair. He is Luke Brown now. So yes, this is Luke now dead again by having all of his memories taken away because he's got cranberry eyes. Okay, so this part. Then someone used the I.D.O.L to, you know, take something from someone and move it to. I think this is where he gets all of his memories taken away because that's what gives you the curse. So someone used the I.D.O.L to take all memories from, and this is Luke Brown in the body of Elijah Sinclair, which I assume so far the pattern was if memories were fully transferred to someone, you use the memories of the person that's inside, or use the name of the person that's inside, not the name of the body. And to give all memories to, they taken it out of Elijah Sinclair's body, so they're taking Luke out after Elijah Sinclair and they putting him in the security guard because then he's able to obviously get into everywhere Bruce Mason has access to, which is all of the OPIG stuff, right? So that's what they're doing. They use the I.D.O.L, so I think this is Hunter Wolf still, whoever it is, obviously they're being very secretive about who it is, but he's been involved from like the very start because we've seen mentions of them. Hunter Wolf used the I.D.O.L to take all memories from Luke Brown and to give all the memories to who used to be Bruce Mason, but now it's no more because it's gonna be Luke Brown. So, after someone's attack, the security protocol was changed. Consequently, someone assisted by someone did something at the OPIG laboratory. Ambush, bribe, kill. So, did they ambush Bruce Mason? Right? Because that's what happens. He gets tied up and he gets turned into Luke Brown. So, if we're saying it's those people, then we're saying Hunter Wolf assisted by Luke Brown ambush Bruce Mason at the OPIG laboratory. After whose attack? Security protocols changed. Or are we just saying this is about Tessa's attack, right? He's attacked only so. She hit Eugene with some punch or whatever, other drinks. So after Tessa, so yes, she attacks Eugene and they change it. Okay, so then is Tessa going to be the hunter wolf, right? Because now she has a reason. Previously, what we saw was that through Eugene, she got back into the whole operation, right? Because she became the consultant, so she still had a hand in the whole experiment situation, and therefore she had no reason to be sabotaging. But now they're showing us that actually, oh, she got kicked out and she was angry because obviously her objective was to spread empathy. So are we saying that she's Hunter Wolf? She's been doing all of this, and obviously the reason to transfer Luke Brown to people, because she has this belief that the people who follow her, obviously they are being filled with empathy, and the longer you follow her, the more empathy you have, and that's her objective. And therefore, having Luke Brown be such a loyal follower means to her that he's filled with empathy, and therefore transferring him to all of the people would also mean that they're full of empathy. I mean, obviously, she might be doing it for the selfish things of she wants everyone to be loyal to her, right? Rather than just being for empathy. But that was kind of her justifications for things, that, you know, people get empathy for following her. Okay, so next part is at the TV station. So now we're after 5, so the finals have started. We apologize for the brief interruption due to technical difficulties. The commercial break is now over, so let's return to the second half. It's still anyone's game. Okay, so this is after 5, so after the commercial break has happened, where they tried to do the I.D.O.L thing. Okay, so here's the guy from the start screen of the game. So I assume what we see on the start screen is just the street after whatever the incident. So the I.D.O.L's been pushed out the window, but it's empty. Yes, the lenses are broken. So someone got in at the last minute and destroyed the I.D.O.L, so it couldn't have overridden everyone. Security guy, the man's eyes are bloodshot and streaming with tears. Yeah, he got pepper sprayed. And we know Tessa has history with spraying people in the face. Yeah, the terrorists. For empathy and love, yeah, pepper spray. Our job is done. Empathy has triumphed. But this looks like Tessa, to be honest. Tessa, I am with you. I'm also worried about Eugene, or worse, Mary or Nathan might do with the I.D.O.L. Yeah, the lab is now heavily guarded. The best time to stop them will be moments before the broadcast. We are scheduled to go live at 5:30 p.m. In the room, it shall only be me, Eugene, and the actors. Jack. Okay, so Jack joins the resistance because he's finally maybe we shouldn't have done this. The models here, huh? Oh no, it's the Lavender Perfume. It's that actress, Summer something, that she was at the auction, right? You will pay for this. Yeah, Nathan, dear Nathan Hoyle, your proposal sounds very interesting. Let's schedule a demo of your new technology, and if it looks promising, we can talk next steps. Yeah, General Hughes, Stryker, Armed Forces. Yeah, so because they were trying to demonstrate that this works in order to get army contracts and actual mind control. Hands up! Okay, it's the other security guard. It's all of the lenses. They've been taken out because they've been in the I.D.O.L. That's Mary. I just saw Nathan run in security. Yeah, so this is the checklist saying everything has happened. The handover, everything else. What is that Rackus in there? And he's got the perfume as well. Is that important? Eugene is audio in, audio out, video in. Okay, so he's pulled the cable. I did it. Help. Today's task, Carrot Talk, make sure I.D.O.L loaded in the van, keep eye on Baldy, report to me at OPTV and wait for the instructions. 4 Eyes, prepare van for I.D.O.L transportation, report to me at OPTV and prepare for broadcast. Operate camera during broadcast so we can confirm the fact. Me, supervise at TV station, welcome Summer, ensure she has everything she needs, coordinate with all Nathan. So you are the mastermind behind this fantastic project. I would really like to get to know you better. Wait for me on the roof for some quality alone time. I'll come as soon as the live broadcast ends. And Lavender Flag is okay. So they gave him a note that may have been from the actress, but I assume that was to get Eugene to self-sabotage his project because, he's stupid enough that he can be tricked. We've got, hi Eugene, taste this beverage. Soon everyone will know how delicious it is. Yeah, but this is the disgusting soda. Door is locked from the inside. Okay, so they trapped Eugene here and got him to do things. Icarus, am I hallucinating or is this some form of intoxication? Oh, Because there was this note, right, where the guy who dies at the start, Isaac Novak, he dies from the curse, which means all of his memories were taken away. He was Jack Novak's uncle, and he called him Icarus, which means the fact that he says Icarus, am I hallucinating, means Jack Novak is no longer Jack Novak. This is now Isaac Novak. So he somehow got hit with the I.D.O.L transfer. Okay, so that's all the spots here now. So something on the roof. We have trapped. So someone has trapped Eugene Marmot on the roof. That's clear to me. I'm just not sure. I guess going from what's here, right? He has that note that's scented with lavender and it has a heart, stuff like that. The actress has the lavender perfume, but so does Tim here, right? So I think Tim made that note, but maybe the actress is known for using this fragrance, so he may use that fragrance to trick Eugene. So Tim Spender trapped him on the roof. However, through a reckless act, someone something does something with the aim of preventing the something from getting of the As a result, only someone received from the that might be the memory stuff. Oh yeah, because someone was going to stand behind the camera and the camera operator also gets the I.D.O.L, right? So yeah, Four Eyes operate camera, which I think Four Eyes would obviously refer to someone with glasses, which is Jack Novak. Wait, so they were going to transfer Isaac Novak into everyone else? Because I was like thinking, oh no, the OPIG was going to transfer the Happy Soda memories, but then after this was sabotaged, it was going to be all of someone else's memories. And I originally thought it was going to be all of Luke Brown's memories because they've taken them out and you know, he was loyal to Tessa, but no, it seems it's all of Isaac Novak's memory because what? That would make everyone super smart? Because obviously he was like a smart guy. Yes, as a result, only Jack Novak received all memories from the I.D.O.L or from a disc, because it was the square disc. From the square disc? I assume they didn't reload it after the van happening. This is all shattered. Once again, the I.D.O.L's broken. However, for a reckless act, Eugene Marmot stopped the transmissions. He stopped the broadcast, right? So he pulled the cable here. The video in cable is out. So at some point he just decides to not do it. Why? Because he knows it's sabotaged? Or did he suddenly grow a conscience with the aim of preventing the something from getting off the something? Preventing the spectators from getting all memories of the square disk. As a result, only Jack Novak receiving all the memories from the square disk. Assuming it's still loaded with the square disk from the van, that would make sense. Shortly afterwards, someone along with accomplice. Okay, so it's like separate events, like separately from Tessa starting a empathy terror organization. The people from the OPIG are sabotaging the situation. It just saw Nathan run with security. Because yes, they are the one that lock out Eugene. And here Jack Novak says he's with Tessa because he assists. I mean, if Jack Novak helps, that would kind of make sense that maybe he would want his uncle's memories transferred to everyone, right? Because he was like, oh, he's so smart. That would be a good idea. So it was Tessa Navari, along with accomplices, stormed the TV station and threw the I.D.O.L out of the window. Okay, almost. Like, we're missing 4 more spots, but there's another thing, so I assume there is like an aftermath. So Tessa didn't actually super stop anything. They already sabotaged the broadcast, but she just finished it off by like throwing the I.D.O.L out the window and now it's broken. So yeah, it does make sense that Tim did it based on the evidence we have, right? That he has the perfume and therefore the note smells of the perfume. So as much as motivations, you know, they were working with him and now they decide to sabotage it, I guess that would get rid of him, right? If they sabotage him at his big moment. So that makes sense. So maybe here, like, because obviously how would Eugene know about the fact that there was sabotage to load it up with the disk? So maybe he just thinks it's done with the bad soda, right? He knows, like, Tim maybe says, like, because the bad soda is on the roof, right? So maybe, yes, they leave this here. They leave the bad soda and like, hey, Eugene, we're doing this. And like, that's definitely going to screw up with your plans. So it's like bad memories of the orange. There. So that's what happens. So like there's multiple people interfering with it, right? Tim and Marie, they're trying to sabotage it just because they don't want Eugene to succeed. They're trying to get rid of him. But someone else, Jack, who's working with Tessa, he replaces it with the memory. They replace it with memories of Isaac Novak, and then Tessa shows up, throws the idol out the window. So everything's just coming together. Okay, we have Hunter. Okay, so now we're here. We're at the place where Isaac Novak dies. As you said, my savior, the greatest results require the greatest sacrifices. It is done. Nothing should stop us now. The last thing left is preparing you and rehearsing our every step. So obviously Isaac does not die from falling off the bridge, right? He dies of the red curse. And then the last thing, we find out that he's been transferred into Jack Novak. What a disaster. I put Harry and William in position of power and both still failed me, each in his own way. Regrettably, they were not good enough. Yeah, so that's the one where this person was like, oh yeah, if I just put those random people into, you know, positions of power, it will totally work. And then they just didn't know what to do, right? And even if they had been, there are too many people in the world who are opposed to my goals. People who don't share my vision of how the world should be and who cling to their old ways. It's too much for just me and Luke. I know what I have to do. Yeah, so because he thinks if you just give people knowledge, they will immediately be better and smarter and all will be good, but it doesn't work like that. So now we have this Hunter panel. And this scene, okay, so this is December 4th. So this is a couple weeks before the actual happening at the TV station on December 16th, right? So October 3rd, Tessa gets fired. October 8th, they move Luke from the Elijah person to the security guy so that they can have access to OPIG. And December 4th is whatever happens here in the preparation. So this is Luke, as you said, my savior, right? Just in the security guy. But yes, this is the place where Isaac Novak gets found dead. Not necessarily where they die, because obviously it's staged as if they fell off the bridge, but they have the red curse. They were already dead when they went through. And I mean, this is actually after they did, right? They come here and they just throw the body over because like the snow is already gone, the piece of fabric is already here. So they come here and throw the body of Isaac Novak off the bridge, which means this is not Isaac Novak unless it's Isaac Novak already transferred into someone. But I don't think that would be super mean of them to do, because it would be like, you can't see this person and this person is also some other person in another person's body. Like that would be extremely hard. Well, we know that like kind of closest association, like there's that letter. I have to find it. This, right? Because that's how I knew that at the end in the TV station, Jack gets replaced with Isaac. This letter, right? June 4th, 1975. It says, hope to see you again soon. I always felt so inspired after our talks, and believe me, I could use that right now. The people in charge here have all the wrong priorities, but what can I do? Maybe I can impress Mr. Hoyle and he'll swap me and Marie around, but for now I'm on the bottom rank. Wish you were here. They'd all listen to you, right? So Jack is like, oh, you know, we have this powerful device, but we're doing the wrong things with it. And not only he's complaining here that Marie is above him, right? Because he's like, oh, you know, I always hope that he will swap me and Marie about. Later on, they put Eugene in charge, which, I mean, I've already said how crazy it was. So Jack might be pretty pissed that they would pick Eugene over him. And then obviously he's writing to Isaac saying, oh, you know, I need your support, I need your help. So if anyone was like helping Isaac or assisting, working with Isaac or anything, it would be Jack. That's what I think would be happening. I'm not sure how Isaac would felt about having his entire memory sucked out of his body, but I guess that is what happened. So posing as, I assume, Hunter Wolf, right? This is about the identity of the wolf. But that's interesting because obviously that would mean if I'm saying this is Jack, he's also who then, yeah, because that would make sense. If this is Jack, he's also who then kind of threatens and bribes people in order to hide the fact that Isaac Novak died of the curse, right? Because he convinces his cousin, who's the CEO of OPIG, to be like, you know, you have to bribe the police to cover this up. They can't be associated with it, right? He doesn't want people to know that Isaac died of something weird, right? So secretly experimenting with the idol to find the best way of using it to... He wants to improve humanity, right? It's not taking control in the sense of like, you know, he wants to mind control people. His thing was always about he wants to make humanity better. He wants to give people knowledge so that they improve. So we don't worry, it's not conquer and not control. Maybe educate humanity after something. Decided the only way was to something and run into a something. So if we're saying this is Jack, his whole thing was making people smarter. So we have turn everyone into a genius, but after something. To fulfill this plan, right? So Jack Novak tried to use the I.D.O.L project. Oh, the happy customer project, right? Because that's what the thing was. That's what they called the advert for the soda, happy customer project, to turn something of something into, well, we know it was into Isaac Novak because in the end, Jack Novak gets overridden with Isaac. That's what happens. What we have the spectators, right? Because there was people watching the game, something of spectators, and we have millions. However, because of what happened at the TV station, someone was the only person to something into something. Yeah, so then we know that Jack Novak was the only person to turn into Isaac Novak because that was already the last thing. Yeah, because he gets override with the square disc and then he says Icarus because that's what Isaac Novak used to call Jack Novak. What's happening here after something Jack Novak decided to, because that he decides this after he uses the two people from the dockyards, right? The two of the homeless people he experimented on, and replace some rich people with them, and then they like fail. Where again, like where is that? Because I remember like the context. Yeah, so this is the stuff we get about what Hunter Wolf was doing, right? Someone gets replaced, the TV executive gets replaced by one of the people from the steelworks and just ends up trying to make bomb wars on TV and people die and whatever. And then he replaced the CEO of clothing company and then they vote against something, but it doesn't really help with anything. I just wasn't quite, because it seemed to be like, oh, in the notes at the warehouse, right? He goes like, my hypothesis is not wrong. Knowledge improves societal condition, thus it has the highest utility. It just needs to be given to people who can influence the whole system, right? So that's his plan. Make the people in power more knowledgeable, smarter, and then they will make good decisions. But he replaces them with like random people he finds living in the docks. Like, why does he think they have knowledge and are smart to like replace CEOs and then make better decisions for the world? I'm not sure where he gets, like, is he educating them first? Like, is he teaching them things and then being like, oh, now you're smart enough, go and do that? Or what happens? Why does he think they are better suited to be the CEOs and executives than the people who are CEOs and executives? I don't quite get what he was thinking he was going to achieve by using those specific people as the replacements. Because I understand him experimenting with the replacement, right? He was experimenting with the fact that you could do the replacements, like full replacements, and the fact that you could do it remotely, like that all makes sense to experiment with that. But then he says like, oh, they failed me, as if he was already expecting that replacing, using Harry and William to replace the powerful people was going to bring him the results that he wanted. Like, I don't quite get where he was going with that. Anyway, so yes, what I'm basically trying to reason out what it is after something. After becoming something, because I don't see, because it's not gonna be after conquer, after optimize, after destroy, turn, educate, control, right? Becoming is grammatically seems to be only word that fits here. So he became something. After becoming, well, not himself, humanity, an unbeatable, but there would have to be a verb after, not a verb. There would have an unbeatable, there would have to be a noun. He's not becoming unbeatable, Jack Novak. Workforce business, happy. After becoming happy, he decides to turn everyone at no. Rejected? I'm not sure that's good grammar. Because obviously, I think one of the things is that he tries to propose this to OPIG, right? That they should educate people. Again, in this one. So in here, yes, this. They asked the lab team what should be done. And obviously, like, we have the empathy, which this is coming from Eugene, right? Because he was all empathy, or Tessa, one of those people. Employee loyalty, that could be something that, like, I don't know, Marie or Tim came up with, like, they're just all that. And then this one, right? Pay to a teacher to spend a month teaching gifted child, and then we give it to people. That feels like a Jack idea, right? If we're saying he was after the giving people knowledge, and that's rejected. So that's where my thinking is after becoming rejected. But that seems to be incorrect. I mean, of course, something else could be incorrect here. After becoming what? Because most of those words will not make sense with becoming. Like, a lot of them would be a something, right? So it can't be disillusioned? Okay, it was disillusioned. Okay, so basically Jack was behind all of the secret plotting, giving people the curse, all that kind of stuff. Was Isaac actually actively involved, or did he just fall victim to Jack, who was like, I hold you up on the pedestal, I think you're very smart, so I'm just gonna use you for this. When Jack realized that OPIG did not want to use the I.D.O.L to improve the world, he started a secret mission to do it himself under the pseudonym Hunter Wolf. After experimenting with memory and mid-transferal, he came up with the plan to use OPIG's soda commercial project to turn millions of pale spectators into his uncle Isaac. But thinking that everyone was about to receive spoiled orange memories, Eugene climbed the broadcast tower and stopped the transmission at the last moment. Soon afterwards, Tessa and her accomplice hurled the I.D.O.L from the third-story window, smashing all the lenses inside. Madame, do not even think about starting a cult in a federal facility. Congratulations, Eugene, on becoming our new head of speculative investment. Oh my god, this is all your fault, Tim. Oh, okay. So, Eugene has mastered the failing upwards, right? He's like, first I set myself on fire, I get to replace my boss. Then I sabotage the broadcast because people have sabotaged the whole plan. He gets to be head of speculative investment. Nathan Hoyle's decision about where he places people are just completely deranged, right? Because this idiot is now head of deciding where the money's going. Marie and Tim get kicked out. I mean, good riddance. They weren't complete idiots, but obviously they also didn't have everyone's well-being in mind. But here it is. Here's Toussaint, or not Toussaint. Here's Secunda, the ancient Lemurian in Oriel's body, still hanging about. Uncle, if you're watching this, I hope you can forgive me. Please understand that I did it all for the betterment of humanity. So that's Isaac watching Jack farewell video. But again, like, it's a weird plan, right? Imagine replacing, a nation, everyone with the same person. Like, that would just be the wackiest thing, right? Everyone is now the same guy. And as smart as he might be, it's just like, why? What would that get us? just this one guy constantly coming upon himself, meeting himself, working with himself. And like, it would be just so weird. And now they're just burying the idol underground. So it turned out Harry had not attended a single job interview. He wasn't the man I thought he was. No wonder he used Gabriel's body for such immoral purposes. But even when I did find a truly noble man in William, just one person, he was unable to make a difference in Darren's body. I realized that for any meaningful change to occur, humanity needed millions more excellent individuals. And I had to be one of them. After all, how could I impose on millions of others a sacrifice that I was not willing to make myself? All that was left was to find the most ethical, intelligent, and educated person I knew. That wasn't a thought of you, Uncle. Okay, so Isaac didn't know this was happening. Isaac was just tricked into having all of his memories taken away. And I like this picture. Is literally a wolf with a gun, hunter wolf. That's where he got the name. But yes. So he actually believed that the two people that he used to replace the powerful people were smart and educated in some way, but turns out that Harry was just like, nah, whatever, I'm just doing this because my own life sucks and maybe I can get a better life. And then William actually tried, right? Because as the CEO, he voted against the, whatever they thought was the bad move by the company. But yes, as one person, you can't change a thing that's already set in motion and you have to vote on and whatever. So that didn't work out. But obviously it's still not like, you can't just replace people's brains because you think that's gonna change all that much. So at least that explains the confusing bit about why did they think those random people that were living in the warehouse were actually going to make a difference. But yeah, I don't think that was a good plan. He thinks he was doing good things, but yeah, it wasn't with the best intentions, he had the intentions of improving the world, but doing it by erasing people and replacing them with just one guy, right? It's not making individual people smarter. It's not like they get to be themselves, but now they're smarter. They just all become that one guy, and you've literally killed millions of people, right? If we consider people's consciousness to be them being alive, being replaced completely, that's somehow like being killed, right? So killing all those people and replacing them with just one guy is not exactly a way to make the world better for everyone. It's just a way to make a world for one guy. And that would be weird. Imagine a world where everyone is you, just in different bodies. Wouldn't that be crazy? But yes, this is the end of the base game. That final scenario, it was actually quite meaty as well. We had to once again summon all the knowledge from across the game to realize what was happening, what was the underlying story, and who was trying to execute a grand plan. And while in the first games it was for totally evil reasons, at least here they tried to at least dress it as they really had a good reason, right? They wanted to improve things. So yeah, it was a good story. It was a good story. Obviously, they improved the art. They improved a lot of the interface. I did not think it was better to change it from collecting individual words to having them all get collected immediately once you've clicked on something. Because yeah, I kept losing my connection to where did I get a word a lot more, I feel, than I did in the previous game. But other than that, a lot of the things in the game were improved and better developed, so that was nice. And yeah, the individual scenarios, they were pretty good, they were pretty challenging, but in the end, yes, if you were paying attention, if you were looking at the right things, making the right connections, everything has an explanation, right? Because that's what has been really good about the first game and then remained in this game, is that they give you a clue to everything. Nothing is a guess, even if the clue is literally like the tiniest thing, right? There might be like just one tiny piece of paper, one tiny drawing, but they're telling you exactly what the answers are, so everything is pretty well thought out. Even the things that I'm like, oh, I don't understand what they're doing it, or what is this supposed to mean? It's me not reading the things correctly. Like, the answer is somewhere. So overall, pretty good. And obviously there's still DLCs, so we're gonna be playing those. Yes, thank you for playing. The game is not truly done. So yes, that's the entirety of the base game story. But we also have 3 DLCs that are out already, and I got the whole detective pass, which means once the 4th one comes out fairly soon, because it's already Q3 of 2025, I'll also have it. So we still have plenty to go on with. I will see you for that in future episodes. And yes, I mean, hopefully the quality remains. But what I was just going to say, I've been seeing quite a few games that are inspired by I.D.O.L in the sense of, they use similar mechanics. They're similar, sort of, you collect the information, you fill in the clues. So even if I finish all of this, there is some other games we can be looking into and playing that might have similar level. We'll see. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. Did you figure out the story like earlier on, or did you just realize at the very end, like, oh, that's what was happening all this time? Anything I missed, because as I said, there's lots of details, lots of tiny things, so any things you've noticed that I missed, let me know in the comments as well. And if you enjoy my content, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to the members for supporting the channel, and I'll see you soon on another adventure.